Hello. Yeah, welcome to the Anviz training first of all, and I'm Dheeraj here from Anviz technical support team. Who will be giving you a brief training on statistical analysis and reporting feature of Anviz CrossChex standard. So basically, this training is designed only for the feature of statistical analysis and reporting feature. There will not be any other features will not be covered in the same training. So before starting with the brief training, I would like to welcome all of you to this training, and I will be expecting number of doubts and queries from you at the end of training so that we can clear those doubts by one-to-one discussion, and then we will move ahead with the further features. So let me start with the training. If any doubt, you can raise the queries. You can note down the queries and you can raise it at the end of training. Before moving for the actual feature or actual training, I would like to brief you on the company first of all. So this slide will brief you on the company structure or the company exposure across the world. So we are having a global R&D center and a global operations center in China, based at Shanghai. We are having a USA office and manufacturing base as well. We are into the market since last more than 15 years, and we have expanded ourselves across 100 plus countries with 200,000 projects across the globe. We are having our own patented things, more than 200 plus patented algorithms and designs on our own name. And we are having our core algorithm, that is bio-nano algorithm, which is specially designed for biometrics, that is fingerprint based, as well as other like facial verification and other things. We are into the major surveillance products as well, where we are having our own own intelligence, that is video intelligence, that is RVI, real time video intelligence analysis, that is own designed by Anviz itself. We have already moved ourselves to the cloud application as well, cloud platform as well. We're having our own open cloud platform where we can integrate our devices with the cloud application, and then customers can access the cloud application across the globe over the internet platform. And beyond that, we are having our integrations with the number of ACPs, that is access control protocols, which are designed for integration of Anviz devices with other manufacturers. So moving further, this is our whole journey starting from 2005 to 2020-21. This is what actually we have moved from multiple things, and we are having major three segments or business units, starting from the first one is Anviz, second one is UTech, and third one is CQ365 business unit. So these are the three business units which are majorly focusing on multiple channels of Anviz and multiple product lines as per the market requirement. So as I said, like these are the business units. So Anviz is majorly focusing on enterprise security products and solutions, which are designed with the help of the identification or verification of fingerprint, facial recognition, and iris recognition with RFID verification as well. We are having a separate business unit under brand of UTech, which is designed considering the consumer products, and those are basically used for the purpose of small medium enterprises with the DIY feature. And the third but most important business unit, there is CQ365, which is completely designed considering the integration feature with the SaaS platform. So these are the major business unit that we are focusing in our kitty. Although all the business units are falling under the same umbrella, that is Anviz. Moving further, these are the product lines that we are focusing right now under the Anviz business unit, that is access control and time attendance solutions and intelligent surveillance products and solutions. Moving further, this is our technology structure where we have intelligent enterprise as well as smart criteria and smart home solutions. We have multiple product lines and multiple designs and algorithm, and you can say these are the multiple segments that where we are focusing with the multiple communication modes, that is Bluetooth and Zigbee and Wi-Fi and other 4G, LTE and other things. We are having multiple product solutions like fingerprint based, RFID based, surveillance products, as well as smart homes and other lock features. Anviz core technologies. So basically, there are three core technologies that we are focusing on. The first one is the patented algorithm, that is BioNano. So BioNano is designed keeping in the view that the requirements from the market. Like this is all like solely designed by Anviz itself, and we are focusing on fingerprint-based algorithm, face algorithm, and iris algorithm. Patented surveillance algorithm, that is RVI, real-time video intelligence, which is uh, the designed for the basically the surveillance products. And there is third and most important technology that we are working on, that is data security and data privacy. Going further, this is our global sales presence across the globe. So we are into across the world. We are everywhere where you want our service basically. So we are having 4+ global sales offices. 300+ employees are working across the globe with multiple segments. More than 100+ distributors across the globe. We are tied up with 30+ integration or technical partners where we are integrating our products with multiple solutions. We are having more than 2,000+ resellers on the ground who are serving to our customers, and 50+ system integrators who are integrating our devices with their own solutions so that they can provide a solution kind of things to the end users. These are some of the success stories where we are having, uh, we are having multiple projects based on the size of the project or based on the criteria of the project. So these are some of the success stories from the project. Basically, first one is Mexico government. Second one is there are top 20 universities that we are providing our solution, and there are more than 50+ staff across more 30 globe branches. That is total security solution that we are providing our solution for them basically. Some of the events that we have our presence on those location at those locations basically. Global expos, we are running road shows, we are having public trainings as well. That can be a monthly public training that we generally run from our side. So right now, coming to the basic training features, like we are going to focus on a single feature of access control and time attendance solution. So the feature is statistical analysis of the attendance. And the second feature that we are going to cover in this training is exposure of analysis results, or we can say it, the exposition of reports basically from the CrossChex standard. So what is statistical analysis? So statistical analysis is nothing but the analysis done by the application on the records or on the transactions coming from multiple devices, and that analysis will be done based on the shift configuration or based on the rules that we have created under the shift feature of the CrossChex standard. So this is a normal view of CrossChex standard application where we like you can say a main screen of software CrossChex standard, where we will be getting multiple options and other options will be covered in other trainings. Right now I'm going to focus on the CrossChex standard statistical analysis feature. But before that, we need to download, like if we want to do statistical analysis or if we want to generate the reports, we have to download all the recent data from devices if your devices are not pushing the data on a real-time manner with the application database. So to download the data, we have two features: either download all the records from the devices or download new records from the devices. So if you use the new records, the recent data which is not downloaded will be downloaded from the devices to the software application database. And if you are using download all records, whatever the data or whatever the transactions are there in the devices, all transactions will be downloaded to the application database. So before starting with the attendance reports or records, we need to download all the records from devices to the application database. Now, once we download all the records, all the transactions from the devices to the application database, we will be getting all the records in the record tab. So record option is there where you can see all the transactions coming from the devices with the application record feature. Here you can see number of transactions uh, from the devices, like device ID number one and the respective status and everything. So all the details will be available to see in front of you in the record panel. So here we can search the record based on the device ID, based on the device name, based on the date and time. So you can, if you want to search record for a single day or a single month, you can select the time and date range and you can search all those records. Even we can search the records based on the users and department wise as well. We have the export feature. So if you want to export all these reports into particular format, then we have a format like Excel. We have a format like text. So you can export those records into a particular format as well. For that, you need to define like whether like which fields actually you want to export. That you can select from export field option and the time format that you want to get into the report. So this is the option where you can see all the records and you can export the records into the particular format as well. Moving further, there is a tab, there is an option of attendance where you can see the actual feature of statistical analysis. The statistical analysis will be done based on the rules that we have created in the shift feature or a timetable feature and based on the records coming from multiple devices. So for example, I have shown you, like these are the records from the devices, and in the shift feature, we have created a shift timetable. So in statistical analysis, the application will implement all the shift rules on the transactions, and application will show you, or the software will show you the results based on the logic that we are using. So here, if I want to generate a report or attendance report for a particular user, you can select a particular department or user. You can select a date frame, date duration, like for a particular day or a month or a week. And then you can click on statistical analysis. Now, once you click on statistical analysis, it will show you the results. So results can be with multiple columns, multiple data will be available, which will include the department name, the user ID, the username, the date and time, status of the particular transaction, like on which status that employee or that user has punched his records on the device. So for example, if I talk about first record, the user number 9801390 has punched the record or has punched his attendance on out status of device. So if you can see, there are multiple status, like default status coming from the devices, and the operation column will show you the change status, like status has been changed by the software based on the shift configuration. So if I talk about the first record, sorry, even the user has punched his attendance on out status, application or software has changed the status to in, mentioning the exception, like what can be the error or what can be the exception for the particular record. Now the software has changed the status to in is because of the timetable that we have defined. Now in the next column, we will get the timetable name as well, and the identification mode and the identification details that you can see here, and the work code if user has used any work code and the device ID as well. So there are multiple columns that you can add or you can hide from this panel basically. So this panel will show you the operations done by the software on the records coming from the devices based on the attendance or like shift schedule that we have defined. Moving further, the next slide will show you the exception description. Now, I was talking about the first transaction, first record, where the device had or the software had changed the record status from out to in. So this has been changed is because of the timetable or the shift that we have defined for the employee. So if the employee have already a working schedule, the system will give the comments, to each record, to each transaction basically. So the comments are nothing but the wrong status or normal record, or if there are any invalid records. So you can get those kind of exception comments in the in the software application basically. So here, if I talk about only 4 records to be, to be better for understanding. So let's talk about only 4 records. So on 27th of September, there were 4 records by the user ID 9801390, and that employee has punched the attendance 4 times. Now the timetables that we have defined is the first step and second step. Like I have splitted the timetable, the total duration of shift into 2 timetables. One is from 8 to 12, and another one is from 1 to 5. So 0800 to 1200 is the first timetable, and the second timetable is 1300 to 1700. So based on the operations, based on the transactions and the timetable, the application has changed the status and it has marked the respective transactions with the correct status. Now, if you can see the first status, application has or software has changed the status of record from out to in. And if you talk about if you see the fourth status, fourth record, then the application has changed the record status from in to out, mentioning the wrong status. It's because of the last record. So the application will consider the time frame as well as the logic behind it, and it will change the status to respective correct status. Now, why this has happened is because of the timetable that we have defined here. Now, there is another example like what the what the application will consider. Application will consider the first and last time, like beginning time and end time of the clock in and clock out, to make the status correct for the particular transaction or particular record. If the employee clocked in or out of the time range, it will not be considered as a normal entry or a departure record. So the application has changed the status to break. It's because of the time frame that we have defined for the clock out time. So the time frame or time threshold for the clock out time is from 6 to 7. But the employee has punched the transaction, punched the attendance at 8:28. So that means that employee has done the wrong attendance. That's why it is been marked as a break status. So this is the logic of attendance records or attendance status that will be applicable by the software, and it will change the status to respective status, like correct status basically. So there is no there are some of the doubts that might be with you. We will discuss the doubts after the training. Just note it down and then we will discuss it later. Moving further, there are some overtime data that you can see. Now the overtime is nothing but if employee is not been assigned by any shift, by any timetable, then that particular transaction or those particular transactions will be considered as overtime transactions. Now for this particular user 5274901, we have not assigned any timetable or shift for the employee, for the user. That's why whatever the timetable, whatever the transactions are coming for that employee from the devices will be marked as a overtime. So basically there is no any timetable assigned to the employee. So that's why all the time, all the punches coming from the devices will be marked as an overtime for that particular employee. So this will be applicable. This particular window will be coming if there like the data will be available only if the user is not been assigned by the like not been assigned with the shift schedule or a timetable. Now there are again multiple filters available in the analysis data, in the like what are the data that we are getting after statistical analysis. We can use the filters like whether like we can filter out the particular record. So suppose I don't want to get the normal records or I want to get only the abnormal record, then I can select those filters from the right side, and then we can we can see the respective data over there. Then we have the feature to change the state manually for a particular record. So we can change the state like from in to out or from in to break or break to in or break to out, and in that way. So you suppose there is some wrong state been assigned by the software, we can change it to the respective state and we will get the record accordingly. Moving further, scheduling record analysis. So this tab will be you will get this this tab or this data if you have assigned a particular shift to the employee. So this is again a detailed analysis of data which is coming from the devices, and you will get multiple things, as per the requirement. So you will get employee ID, department ID, employee name, date, timetable which is been assigned to the employee, on time and off time. That is nothing but the standard on duty or off duty time that we have defined in particular timetable. Schedule, which is the schedule that we have assigned, that is schedule name. Then in time and out time, which will be the in time of in time picked by the software from a particular record, and out time picked by the software from that record. So you will get in time and out time as well, whether that that employee is late or early, that you can see. So you will get the complete data here, details here. And based on that, we have again given multiple filters and the work schedule, like work day, like whether that is 0.5 work day available, like present, or 1 day work day present, that you can see it here. And there are many more columns that you can add or remove from the management option, where you can manage the columns that you want to export or that you want to see in the particular tab. So as I said, like this, this table is only available when the timetable or shift was assigned to the user. If shift is not assigned to the user, then that user data will be moved to the overtime feature. Now, if I go to the next tab, there is tab named as analysis of away or leave. If employee has applied for a leave or employee has been marked as overtime, then you can see the calculated data for the overtime or the particular exception in this particular tab. So the employee 5274901, this employee has not been assigned by a particular timetable. That's why it is shown as a overtime, and you can get the in time and out time, that is begin time and end time, and total hours of overtime he has done, that you can see it here, and the exception, respective exception, that you can see it here. Now moving further for the fourth and again the important tab, that is attendance statistics. This tab will show you the summary of a particular month. So uh, obviously you can see the number of employees with the respective data and the respective columns. So the name of employee, user ID of that employee, user name of the employee, user number of the employee, and the normal day, that is number of days in that month, actual days, the present days, I can say, for the employee based on the attendance coming from the, or based on the attendance calculated by this option. Then last late minutes, early minutes, absent days, again based on the transactions from the devices, overtime, and there are multiple overtime features that we have given for the holidays and other overtimes. Then free overtime, and other columns are also available, like no clock in, no clock out. That also you can see in the column feature, multiple columns that you can select from the management option. And based on that, you can see the records or the calculated data in this particular tab. Now you can export this data into multiple formats. Now the export is nothing but you can generate reports, or you can export the data into other formats as well. Now this feature comes as an exportation of the analysis result. Whatever the analysis result that we have received from the software, we can export the data into other formats. So the first option, to export the data, or to to get the data into particular exported format, we can format the data basically. So you can select the column that you want to export into formats, into third party format, like Excel or something, and then you can filter out, or you can sort the data based on the dates and other things, and then you can export it using this format, using this option, basically export current record. So whatever the record that you are able to see here, you can export it using both the options, like export current records or export data. So whatever the exported data is there, whatever the selected data you are able to see here, you can export it, and the column that you have selected here will be exported into Excel format. Now you can format the you can design the format of the data, like date time format and other formats and other things that you can see it here. So you can also edit the contents of the Excel sheet. Generally not recommended, but if you want to edit it, you can edit it at your end after the exposure. The data will not be edited in the software application. This will be edited into exported file only. Then you can directly generate a report as well. If you don't want to edit the format and you want to print it directly from the software, we have a preview the report option, which will give you the printable format and which you can print from the software application itself. So this is the report that you can get after once you preview the report. Then you can just give the command of print and you can print this report with this format, like whatever the column that you have selected. So this is what actually I wanted to cover in the today's training. I hope multiple things are clear right now, and hopefully you might be having some doubts, so you can raise those doubts and have available here for next 5 minutes. So you can raise your doubts and then we can proceed further. After that, also, if you are having any doubts, you can just raise your queries on support@anviz.com, and me and our team will be available for supporting you at each and every stage. So any doubts, you can raise it now. Yes, Hafiz. Yes, Hafiz. If you have anyone have doubts, you can just raise the hand so that I can allow you to talk and you can ask the question. Okay, so I will explain brief on the intelligence shifts. Although this is not the like we don't have that much of time to discuss intelligence shift option in detailed manner. But yes, so intelligence shift feature is just basically a feature given so that the application can use its own logic to assign shift to the employee. So suppose if there are three shifts, one starts at 7 o'clock in the morning, another starts at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and one starts at 23, that is 11 o'clock at the night. And if you want to assign, or if you want software to assign the shift to the employees, then this feature can be used. The intelligence shift feature can be used. This is again a very good feature that we have given in CrossChex standard, where the software will pick the particular shift based on the threshold or based on the the time frame that we mentioned in the begin clocking and end clocking, and the software will assign the shift from the multiple shifts to the employees. So suppose, as I said, like there are three shifts. One runs at 7 o'clock, another starts at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and one starts at 11 o'clock in the night. And if I'm punching my attendance at around let's say 6:50 or 6:55 in the morning, then application will automatically assign me a first shift, or the 7 o'clock shift basically. If I'm punching my attendance, if I'm doing my punch, that is in punch, in the time frame from 2 to 3 o'clock, that is what actually I have defined for beginning and ending in. So 2 to 3 in the afternoon, then application or software will automatically assign me a second shift. So this is the feature which you can use where software will automatically assign a shift from a particular number of shifts to the user based on the in punch of the user on that particular day. And this will be helpful at the, or this can be applicable at the time where we want to reduce the workload of shift assignment to the employees. But again, this will not work properly if there are multiple shifts or overlapping shifts. So suppose one shift starts at 7 o'clock in the morning, another starts at 9 o'clock in the morning, then 10 o'clock, then 11 o'clock. So if there are multiple shifts continuously running and there are overlapping of the threshold, that is begin in and ending in, then this feature will not work properly. So we will recommend to use this feature if there are different time frame for beginning and ending in, so that the software will use the logic in a proper manner and the shifts will be assigned. So I hope this is clear. Any other doubts, any queries, you can raise it. Welcome, Hafiz. So I hope this training has helped you with multiple things. If you are having any doubts, you can drop your doubts on support@anviz.com. Okay, thank you so much all. I really appreciate your. Okay, one more question from Hafiz. Can we restrict certain user to access certain door? Yes. So that feature is available, Hafiz. You can refer the user manual that is available on our website. And yes, you can create some time zone or access levels to restrict particular users on a certain door. So that can be created, that can be configured in the application, in software application. So you can refer the software manual. If any, if still you are having any queries, you can just drop an email, or you can raise the ticket so that a team can support you in that better manner. So I really appreciate your time. Okay, one more question. Sorry. Can the report be manipulated to change the timings? No, generally we cannot change the timings in the report. Yes, you can change the status. You can change the status of particular record, but yeah, the report timings cannot be changed or cannot be manipulated because it's again a software feature. So we generally don't allow the users or the admin persons to change the timings. You can do some manual entries, but that is again not recommended. And you can create some users, some the admin users who can work on that particular feature. So administrator feature is available where you can create the administrator, and you can create you can just allow those people only to change the status or change to add some manual entries over there. Is this feature embedded in all software? Or this is this is an add-on feature which requires attendance additional course. No, basically this whatever the features that I'm just explaining you right now are the default features available in CrossChex standard. So you can just download the CrossChex standards and you can enjoy with the features. There are no any additional costs, yeah. But if there are any customization requirement, we will do the analysis of those requirements and we will let you know the possibilities and the respective costs. Thank you. Yeah, Hafiz, yes, mobile application is already available. You can download the mobile application from Play Store or App Store, and that with that application is basically designed on a cloud-based platform. So uh, you can connect your devices to the cloud application, and then you will get the devices details and everything on your mobile application as well. So you can refer our website where you can get more information. Although it is under development, you can say. I mean to say like multiple features are coming in upcoming versions. So you can download and you can look after the features, whatever the features are available in the mobile application right now, and you can start using it basically. And your valuable feedback will be helpful for us to develop more features in the application. Thank you. So I hope all done. I really appreciate your time and your queries. This really help us to improve ourselves with the multiple features coming in upcoming versions of CrossCheck Standard or CrossCheck Cloud, and definitely the features of devices as well. There is one more question, like, yeah, online support is available. Like, you can raise the support ticket from our website, and our team will get back to you on the support and the queries basically. So thank you so much all. And I hope you are clear with multiple queries. If any queries, you can raise us on our email ID or on our support ticket features. So thank you so much. Thanks all.